I actually don't know how long it's going to take some people to understand that if you are religious, especially if you're part of Abrahamic religion, which I'm Orthodox Christian, like, what makes you think shaming secular people or non-religious people or atheist people or agnostic people is gonna get you into heaven? Ignore my lips, okay? Please. I had lip liner on and it's like kind of smudging, so it looks black as fuck, but I don't really care. Shaming non-religious people will not get you into heaven. Why am I saying this now? Well, I've always thought it, but additionally, like, lately online there's this trend on TikTok where there's a lot of Muslim women, a lot of Somali women as well, specifically, taking off their hijab and expressing their religious freedom. Mind you, they're not even shaming Islam. They are talking about their own, like, personal experiences with their religion and hijab and how it wasn't for them. They left it, they're living their life. The comments are not it. But who's surprised? Like, who's honestly surprised? Like, they were just doing a slideshow of them pictures with their hijab and then pictures of them without the hijab. And not only that, but there was a lot of alternative black African women finally showing off that they're alternative, because obviously with hijab, like, there's restrictions with that. So now they're able to. And they were just showing it off, and I loved it because I'm all for women's liberation, doing what they want to do, not being held down or oppressed by religion. But it's a slippery slope, because in the comments, what did I see? I saw, for example, with Somali women specifically, and I'm specifying them because, like, it's very, how do I explain it? It's like, okay, I'm just gonna say it, I don't care. It's like Somali men, and Somalis in general, but mainly Somali men, believe or have this idea that being Somali is like a ethno-religion, if that makes sense. Like, they think being Somali equals Muslim. That's not the case. That's not the case. I don't know what, like, that's just not the case. Like, Islam is not a naturally occurring religion in Somalia. Same with how Christianity is not naturally occurring in West Africa specifically. And it really grinded my gears because in the comments, they would, like, the Somali men would just be like slut shaming these women, especially if they were alternative presenting. Oh my gosh, like, add that to the mix as well as no hijab. They're just demonizing them, making them seem like they're evil. And I'm just like, it frustrates me every time. I'm not surprised, I'm just disappointed as fuck and so sad, because there's been so many, like, hijabi, for example, influencers or just hijabi women in general who post online, and then when they take off the hijab, they get judged so badly. Like, there's a girl, I think after Khadija, like, she was a huge hijabi influencer. I loved her with and without hijab. Again, I don't follow her in general, but I always support her, like, when I do see her. So I don't follow her. I never did follow her for the hijab. So when she took it off, I just saw it as, okay, girl with hijab, girl without hijab, that's it. I don't read into it. I'm not, oh, why did she leave? Da, da, da. And apparently she didn't even leave Islam. She's still Muslim. But for some reason, when she just removed her hijab, she started getting slut shamed. She started getting harassed online, hated, low-key, like, excommunicated from her community. Like, it was giving cult. That's what it was giving, honestly. Oh, I'm just peeling my nails off. But that situation made me so sad, and I'm sure it, like, really discouraged a lot of hijabi women, especially Somali women. I keep specifying from taking off their hijab and stuff and being their true selves. I keep specifying Somali women because again, ethno-religion for the men, like, it's not a really common thing in other, at least to my knowledge. Actually, no, it is, but it's mainly South Asian countries, like, I guess Pakistanis, maybe Bengalis as well, like, some, like, and some Arabs, but it's a bit less common with Arabs because most Arabs have brains, hopefully, and they know that Christianity literally started in the Middle East, so they shouldn't really be hating their Christian counterparts. That's why it's more prominent in South Asian communities and a lot of, not even a lot of East African communities. It's mainly Somalia. But anyways, yeah, that's why I kept specifying Somalia. Like, I don't want to, why is she specifying this one country? Like, she's not even from there. Like, I'm just saying the obvious. I'm just stating the obvious, okay? How many openly Christian Somalis do you know? Probably naught. But anyways, like, seeing this trend both on Twitter, I think, oh my gosh, I don't know if it was last Ramadan, I'm not sure, but on Twitter as well, there was a bunch of like Muslim women removing their hijab. It happened to just be Ramadan, but for some reason, a lot of the Muslim community online were acting like the Muslim women, not atheist women, not like they left Islam, even though some of them did leave Islam. Some of them just took off their hijab. They're not even no longer Muslim. But online, they took off the hijab, and people online were acting like they did that on Ramadan on purpose. As if, like, I saw someone that was like, oh, why are you removing? They did this now as well, because it's Ramadan again. Well, no, it's Eid. Like, Ramadan just ended, but you know what I mean? Like, they were just like, oh, yeah, sure, like, they could take off the hijab, but, like, did they have to do it during Ramadan? No offense, but Ramadan is like, it's an event. It's like a cultural event. It's a cultural thing. It's not a global, like, am I making sense? Like, why would they just purposefully do that? I'm sure maybe, for argument's sake, I'm sure someone out there did that. But that, like, I can assure you, this amount of, like, women taking off the hijab, they're not doing it because it's Ramadan. I'm sure they would do it any other day. It just happened to be Ramadan. Women, they're always doing it, but because of Ramadan, they just hyper-specified on these women. And I'm just like, bro, just leave them alone. Like, let them actually just do what they want. And it's funny because, I don't know, a lot of people would just be saying, like, oh, it's a choice to wear hijab. My opinions on hijab, I'm not Muslim, so you don't have to listen to me. No one has to listen to me, but I'm going to have my opinions on things, even if it has nothing to do with me. And I don't think it has nothing to do with me, considering both my countries are majority Muslim. Both Morocco and Nigeria are both majority Muslim, and I have Muslim family members, so I think I can speak on this. And my best friend is Muslim. Like, I'm not doing the whole, my friend is black, so how could I be racist? I'm not doing that. I'm just giving you context. Like, with religion, it's quite different to race, because I know someone out there is going to be like, oh, well, you're not Muslim, so you can't talk of it. Yeah, I can. Yes, I can. I'm not going to say hijab is oppressing women. I'm not going to go from that angle. I'm coming from the angle of, how is it a choice when fear-mongering is the alternative? Does that make sense? Like, they'll say, like, oh, like, why are they taking off the hijab? Like, they're going to go to hell, you know, stuff like that. And I'm just like, do you think that's encouraging them to keep the hijab on? I really genuinely feel like a lot of hijabis would keep ex-hijabis would keep their hijabs on if they weren't being fear-mongered so much. Newsflash. Like, I don't think that's the craziest thing to say. Like, I feel like if people actually, like, let Muslim women ease into it and not shame them for not wearing it, and actually listen to their experiences and how hijab is a journey and all of these things, a lot of Muslim women will probably keep their hijab on and will not feel shamed about it. Because even when they do keep it on, they don't feel good about it. I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose, don't you think? But then again, there's the Muslim men who think, oh, it doesn't matter if you like it or not, just wear it. Just wear it. It's just a piece of cloth. Just wear it. Like, you'll get rewards for it. Like, you're meant to. It's, you know, it's far to, like, I'm like, bro, you're not helping your case. If you were just being a little bit nicer and showing some grace, maybe they would keep it on. Because I don't think this is what God would have wanted. I'm just a lowly human, so what do I know? But I'm just speaking as a religious woman myself. If I was being made, especially from a young age, because a lot of these girls are forced to wear it from a young age. I'm not being Islamophobic. I'm just saying it how it is based off my female friends' experience who are Muslim. Cool, you can call it anecdotal or whatever, but can we be completely honest? Literally on Twitter, Somali girls themselves that are still hijabis, they're still Muslim, hijabi girls themselves were coming online and being like, no, we were literally, like, I'm not surprised that all these women are taking off the hijab. They were forced to wear it from, like, age 5. As someone who lives in the UK, sorry, I'm from here, born and raised in London. There are Muslims everywhere. I'm not, like, not used to them or anything. So I see them all the time. And when I was a young girl, I'd see a lot of my friends when I was a kid. Like, and I remember being a kid, like, 5 years old. I don't remember before that. But I'm sure there are some girls who were forced to wear it from before that. But I'm talking about, like, from what I remember. And still what I see to this day. I'm 20 now. So from 5 to 20, I've always seen little girls wearing hijab. I'm pretty sure hijab is a choice. So if it's a choice, how come the little girls are being made to wear it? I'm not. But then when you bring that up, it's like they end up thinking, oh, you just want them to have their arse out. You want them to be sexualized. We're just going to cover them and protect them from the world. I think that's really disgusting to say. Why are you thinking about a kid like that? I feel like I don't even have to explain why that's just fucked up. Like, and I've actually heard people say this, I'm like, Okay. And then you have the other side of people that deny it and they're like, oh no, little girls don't wear hijab, they don't need to. I've never seen this before, it never happened. Come to London, you will see it. You will see 5 of them every 5 minutes. Sorry, I'm exaggerating. 5 of them a day, maybe. And I'm not even hating on that. I think, obviously, I don't think it's the right, like, I wouldn't do it if I had a kid. I wouldn't make them wear hijab. I'd teach them about it if I was Muslim. Teach them about it so that when they're older, they can choose to actually love it and wear it for their genuinely own choice, instead of a kid just wearing it because mom and dad told them to, and if they don't, they go to hell. Do you know what I mean? But then again, there's a whole talk of like, is hijab religious or cultural? But there's a mix. It's a really, I'm very fascinated about this. I have been fascinated about it. I have no issue with women wearing hijab if they want to, if they actually want to. It's just a lot of the time they don't. That's it. That's it. I have no issue with hijab. I have no issue with women wearing hijab. In Orthodox Christianity, we have to wear veils as well. Obviously, it's not mandatory to wear it outside of the church, but within church, we have to wear it. But it's the same principle of, it's still a thing that we have to do. I enjoy doing it because I converted to it. And the little girls in church, not all of the little girls in church wear a veil. Some of them do, some of them don't. Some of them want to, some of them don't want to. But then again, kids don't know what they want. Either way, it's not that serious. Like, okay, cool. Hell, let me just say, like, even if at age 5 you make your daughter wear a hijab, fair enough, because as a parent, you decide what your kid wears. I have no issue with that. The problem comes with when you force them throughout their entire life, or at least at a certain age, you don't explain to them what the hijab is, what it's meant for, what it stands for, what it's actually for. Instead, you just put it on her, and when she gets older and she questions you, you're just like, no, you just wear it. That's not going to help her have higher faith or stronger faith. I'm just saying. In reality, parents obviously, again, need to choose what their children wear, but there's ways to do it. There's bigoted ways to do it, and there's the good way to do it. If I was Muslim and I wanted my daughter to see the beauty of hijab, I would teach it to her from young. Bro, 5-year-olds are not stupid. If you teach them and their brains are like sponges, they will absorb the information. If you genuinely give them a choice to wear it, like all of the women I've seen that keep the hijab on and they love it, it's because it's been a choice for them, and like an actual choice, not just, oh, we can choose to wear it, and then the alternative is going to hell, or being slut shamed, or being excommunicated from your community, or being honor killed. That's not a choice. That's not a choice. That's not a choice. That's not a choice. Me saying this is not Islamophobia. If you think it is, you're the problem. I don't actually care anymore. I'm just speaking the fact that's not a choice. That's not what a choice is. So, yeah, if you're going to make your kid wear it, just at least explain to them why they are wearing it. You know, and then when they're older, you know, give them a choice to take it off or keep it on if they want to. And then they have their own journey with it. It's everyone's own journey. That's the baseline. I just thought I had to make a video about it. And this applies to Christians as well. Obviously not the same because the religions are different. But there are obviously, especially if you're like West African specifically, and you're Christian, like Protestant or Catholic, whatever, you've probably been forced into religion yourself. I myself was born Protestant. I left it. I became Orthodox when I was like 15. I'm 20 now. So, you know, there was a point in my life where I thought I'd be agnostic or atheist, but I wasn't, because I learned. That's why you need to give people the chance to learn. Like, if you give people the chance to learn, they are genuinely more likely to stay within the religion and actually like it. If you start forcing people to do stuff, they're going to go against the grain by default. That's just human behavior. If you keep forcing people to do a certain thing, they're going to want to do the opposite. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just how we're wired. So maybe teach people why it's good if you think it's good. If they don't agree with you, then you leave it. God sees everything. That's a collective truth. God sees everything. So I'm sure God has seen all these Muslim women's efforts before they decided to take it off, whether it's temporarily or permanently, whatever. But shaming them is not going to do anything. And you sure as hell not going to heaven for shaming them. Sure as hell you are not going to heaven. I don't know. I don't decide who goes to heaven or not. I never claimed I did. But hey man, if your religion is perfect and Allah is perfect and the most merciful, and you think you are going to heaven by slut shaming a woman or just shaming a woman who decides to take off her hijab, half the time they're not even leaving Islam, they're just removing their hijab. If you think you're going to heaven after shaming a woman like that, maybe Islam isn't perfect. Don't make your God seem like this. evil person in the sky who's always throwing people into damnation for every little thing. If you truly love your religion and you truly, you know, care about your religion, you'd care about the image of it and how it's portrayed to others, especially within the community, if you want to keep that community going and, you know, you want to keep Islam alive and in a healthy way, okay? I think we need to stop the fear-mongering, but again, it's mainly from men. Other Muslim women are kind of brainwashed, I'm not gonna lie to you, but that's not really their fault. When I say brainwashed, I don't mean... When I say brainwashed, I just mean they're not being told the whole truth, or they weren't when they were younger, at least. I don't know how to explain it, like... I don't know. I feel like if you understand what I'm saying, you understand what I'm saying. I feel like most women, especially religious women, will understand what I'm saying. Even hijabis will understand what I'm saying. Because again, I've spoken about this with Muslim women of most countries. So, you know, I think I'm not just talking out my ass. I'm not coming from oh, I'm Christian, so therefore my religion is better than yours. You know, let me shit on Muslims. That's not what this is. That's literally not what this is. I'm just being completely honest with what I've seen recently, because it's just, the trend has been like happening way more. This happened last year. It's happening this year again. And I think it's beautiful. I think it's really beautiful that women are finally being given a choice, or making a path for themselves, or making a choice for themselves. Because sometimes they don't have a choice. And it's even worse when they're in their home countries, which, whether they're run by Sharia law or just it's a Muslim country in general, it's way harder to just take your hijab off with no repercussions. That's why it's a lot of women in the West doing it, but I'm also very proud of the women doing it in their own home countries. I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing. So, yeah. If an adult woman wants to keep a hijab on, I'm not going to rip it off her head. Why the fuck would I do that? She has her right to do that. If she wants to take it off, she has her right to do that as well. Simple. It's that simple. However, we need to understand what the word choice means. It's kind of like choice feminism, how that doesn't exist. Some people will go as far as to say hijab is oppressive. I think I'll make a separate video on that. I don't think hijab itself is oppressive, but what it symbolizes, or what at least what it symbolizes in the West, or what is symbolic of it, like through Muslim men a lot of the time, that is the oppressive part. I hope I'm making sense. I'm trying to word this in a way that makes sense. But I feel like if you understand where I'm coming from and you have an open mind, you'll get what I'm saying. But yeah, like things are not just black and white. Is essentially what I'm saying. If you want to wear hijab, keep it on. If you don't want to wear it, keep it off. It's that simple. Just don't shame people for either choice. Do not shame, especially if they take it off. Okay, because it's not equal on both sides. A lot of people want to say, oh, in certain countries, they're forcing women to remove the hijab, which is true. In like places like France, I know that's true, but that's not the angle I'm coming from. I just mean, it's kind of like how people are like saying misandry and misogyny are the same, but flipped. Or like how racism against white people doesn't exist. But racism against white people is the same as racism against black people. It's not the same. Can we stop with the whole two sides? No, that doesn't apply to everything, but yeah.